All right, we got to do our initial test. Can y'all hear me? Splendid. Splendorific. Hi, George. Hi, Jaylene. Ooh, we got everybody. Hi, Chance. Hi, Chelsea. CJJ72, JZ, Elijah. Oh my God, Enrique. Iglesias. Hi, Chris. You should react to Leave the World Behind. What is that? Let's look at whatever that is. Leave the World Behind. Thriller, mystery. Ooh, look at this cast. Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, Mahershala Ali, Kevin Bacon, Denzel Washington. Family must decide how best to survive the potential crisis. I have never even heard of this movie, but this looks super interesting. Hello, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Is David under your bed? David, today's Friday. David might be editing right now. But no, he is not under my bed. Hi, Haley. If it isn't my favorite Doctor Who reactor, I have to watch Doctor Who tomorrow so I can catch up on or finish series 2. Yeah, you should totally react to Leave the World Behind. I'll have to put that in a poll and see what's going on. Kaylee, my Kaylee. Hello, Kaylee. I'm like, why is it so quiet? Let me put on music. I was watching David's Charlie's Angels reaction. Just moved to New York City today, and now I am blessed with a live stream. That's exciting, moving to New York. I'm going to be in New York at the end of October for a wedding. Do you think Deadpool is a gay icon? I love Deadpool, but I don't know if he's a gay icon. Are you watching Maxine this weekend? Did it come out today? Because if it came out today, then that means that's exactly that's what I have to do directly after this. Just can you react to Old and Lisa Frankenstein? So I have already seen Old, but Lisa Frankenstein, we'll see. Because I haven't watched Lisa Frankenstein, but I don't know if there's a lot of people that want to, watch it. Wiccan is a gay icon. Yes, he is. How was Deadpool and Wolverine? It was so good, y'all. It was so good. It was so good. I'm not going to say any spoilers, but if you know, you know. Don't put spoilers in the chat. What do you mean? Wait, came out 2 or 3 weeks ago? What did? On digital. Are you still planning your Euro trip? Have you learned to say where are the chicken nuggets in all the languages? I am still presently planning on doing Europe next year for sure. Your Doctor Who reactions have been killer. Thank you for watching my Doctor Who reactions. I've been having a lot of fun watching Doctor Who. Not necessarily because of you-know-who, but we won't name names. What's the biggest Halloween activity party event that you have been to? Like, specifically for Halloween is, a couple of years ago when I was still living in Chicago, I planned this huge Halloween party for all of our friends. And it was at our friend's house, and I mean, oh my god, it was amazing. It was amazing. Like I went crazy with it. So I had in the bait. Well, initially I had it in the backyard, but then it started raining, so I moved it inside. But I had a giant life-size skeleton that I bought, and I dressed it up with a wig and everything, like Casey Becker, and like stuck a phone to her hand and then hung her from the tree, which was pretty dope. And then I had in the basement was basically like a haunted house. So everything was covered in blood and strobe lights and stuff like that. Oh my God. It was amazing. It was amazing. I would love for you to react to Camp Slaughter, incredibly low budget horror movie that twists time loop of a camp stuck in the 80s with a killer on the loose with beautiful Matt Dallas. Matt Dallas as in like Kyle XY Matt Dallas? I mean, I would definitely watch that. That might be like something I do for Patreon or channel memberships or something. Because the thing I try to express to people is like, I would love to be able to react to these smaller style movies on the channel right now. But I got to continue to grow, and that requires more popular movies. Would you react to Agatha All Along in September? I don't know. I might do it for Patreon. I haven't really been doing like I've done a couple Marvel things for like either the channel or Patreon, but I haven't done Marvel in a while. But maybe. Hello from New Zealand. Oh, you know who comes from New Zealand? Sam Neill. I love Sam Neill. I want to go to a Hellfest type thing. That would be amazing. Well, I mean, I guess technically, other than the Halloween party I threw, like I used to go to Six Flags Fright Fest all the time. So that's pretty big, I guess. Is Doctor Who only on YouTube? So presently it is on the channel memberships. But I believe, what did I set up for myself in my head? I think it was at the 90-day mark, I will start bringing over Doctor Who slowly into Patreon. So for Patreon, I'll probably do like one episode a week for that. You need a Tiffany doll. I fully agree with you, but I don't want a Seed of Chucky Tiffany doll. If I get a Tiffany doll, it only Bride of Chucky, because that's the superior version. Jackie Tyler tattoo win. I'm gonna get Jackie's face tattooed right on my chest. I love her. I'm so glad that you finally checked out Cat Watches Horror Movies. She's amazing. Yeah, we are presently in the process of picking what movies. So we're actually gonna do one for her channel and one for mine. But you'll appreciate this. Tentatively, as long as I can get them all recorded, I already have a couple recorded. It is my goal that once a month from starting in August until the end of the year, I will have a collaboration with somebody. So there's one coming out this month that I've already filmed, and I know that you guys are a big fan of her. Who else do I have? Ashley Burton, Cat Watches Horror. I'm recording a collaboration with somebody tomorrow, and that will most likely be next month. And then who else do I have? Oh, and then that bald-headed mustache fucker. There will be another one with him soon. Have you seen Long Legs? Okay, I should put, can I do it on my, let me pull up this. I need to put something in the light, like I need to thing. Please no Long Legs spoilers. Long Legs is presently the #1 thing that I am looking forward to watching, and I will lose my mind if I get spoiled. All right, let me catch up on what people are saying. When are you doing a Winnie the Pooh 2 reaction? That might be actually what I do as a collaboration with David, because David hasn't watched it yet either, so we might just do it together. Are you going to see The Trap in theaters? Is that the Josh Hartnett one? If so, I am doing that for the channel, so I'm not gonna go see that in theaters. Are you really doing a collab with Kat? I am. Hi Nick, how are you? I would love for you to react to Breakfast on Pluro. Whew. Breakfast on Pluro? What is this? Oh, Pluto. Breakfast on Pluto. Wait, is that is? Oh my god. Come through, gender bending queen. I mean, honestly, he kind of looks real good as a woman. Like as a man, I mean, he's not an unattractive man. I mean, I'm not attracted to him, but he's not like an ugly man. But he's a scary looking man. He scares the shit out of me. And honestly, he looks less aggressive like that. Hi, Zach. Stopped watching The Boys to come here. Have you seen it? I have seen the first 2 seasons, but I haven't seen 3. I think they just finished 4, or it's airing. I haven't seen 3, and then whatever the current season. I'm assuming the current season is 4, and I have not watched Gen V yet. But I have seen the first 2 seasons. I'm going to a convention this September. What convention? Because I was just looking at a convention the other day that had a bunch of that I was considering going to. That has a bunch of Buffy and Angel. 28 Days Later stressed me out. 28 Days Later, amazing movie, but that felt like how that stressed you out. That was me with Mother. So I needed 28 Days Later because Mother, ugh. The last movie you went to theaters, Deadpool and Wolverine. What actor/actresses do you dream of seeing in American Horror Story season? None of them, because I no longer watch that show. The last season that I watched was 1984, or no, New York City. It was not, I did not enjoy it. It was not for me. And then I have not and will not watch Delicate because I can't. With Kardashian, no. Did you see Ashley's Sweatin' to the Oldies video? I have not. Kitty in the background, is there? Oh yeah, what's up? Little dude. A little dude. When is the reaction for 28 Days Late? Wait, weeks later? So I am definitely going to do it. Let me see how many movies I have in front of that. It won't be this month. It might be towards the end of next month, but it will, I'm 100% doing it soon. Come on. Say hi to people. Say hello. Hello. Do you think The Trap is going to be good? I mean, I haven't watched the trailer. I think I know what the general premise is, but I didn't want to be spoiled. So, but I don't know. I watched, what did I watch a couple weeks ago? I watched Knock at the Cabin a couple of weeks ago. And it was okay. I didn't think it was a bad movie. It was fine. I had heard from everybody that Old was really, really bad, and I really liked Old. But I don't know. I don't mind M. Night Shyamalan. I haven't seen the one. What is it? Not The Following. I don't know. The one where the plants are killing people. I haven't watched that one yet. What movies are you going to watch for Halloween? So 100%, y'all can hold me to this, unless every week is a brand new release or something like that. I'm 100% going to do a rewatch of Halloween 2018, since somebody commented the other day and they were like, how come you say that Halloween is your favorite franchise, but you have every single Scream movie on here? Sometimes twice, because I have 2 of them on Patreon, but they're like, you only have 3 Halloween movies. I'm like, yeah, because there's a lot more Halloween movies. But I'm going to do Halloween 2018, and then the rest will just sort of depend once we get there. Will you be doing a Maxine reaction? Yes. So I've already started editing next week's reaction, which is A Quiet Place Day 1. And then the following week will be Maxine. Long Legs is thriller or horror. Both, maybe? Hi, Janelle. Is Channel Zero, is that the one with the giant monster that's like made out of teeth? When do you start indulging in pumpkin spice everything? This month. Yep, like I'll like literally carry around a bottle of pumpkin spice seasoning in my backpack with me wherever I go. Will Spike be there? I don't know which, at least I haven't scrolled down to it yet. I don't know which one it is, George, but there was one, because I'm like trying to time it because David wants to meet Cordelia and he wants to meet Spike. Those are like his two biggest ones, but I'm trying to, because they often go on like the convention tours together. So I'm trying to wait for a convention in which they're both there. Which one are you going to, Chance? Have you watched Girls on Hulu? I have not. What show did I just start watching on my own? Oh, because I had never seen any of the Marvel Netflix shows. But now that they're canon, I'm like, I gotta watch them. So, well, not that I don't like want to watch them. So I just started Daredevil. Delicate is a genuine, complete, and absolute mess. Yeah, I believe it. Oh my god, wait, you guys. So I went crazy and I was like, it was an entire saga that I went on trying to find one of the Alien Romulus popcorn buckets, and I found a theater that was selling them a little bit early. And I had to drive everywhere to get this. But it's amazing. Well, I'm getting the other ones too, because there's Regal Cinemas, AMC, and then Cinemark, and this is the Cinemark one. And weird little thing that I think that they did with this. So on the Alien subreddit, it's a lot of people were commenting on the Cinemark, this one, saying that it's the same design as Alien Covenant. Well, I thought they were just talking about the design of the xenomorph itself. I'm fairly certain that they sold these exact buckets when Covenant came out, and then Cinemark just must have had like an overstock of them. So then when this was announced, they just slapped that on the bottom of it, because I pulled this fresh out of the package and you can see like this isn't part of the aesthetic. Like this is from the Alien Covenant, but I love it. It was a lot of fun. All right, let me see what people say. Good or not, an M. Night Shyamalan movie is always at least entertaining. Agreed. Yeah, I loved Old. I thought it was really, really good. What were your quick thoughts on Halloween Ends? Well, when I met the actor that played Corey, I told him that Halloween Ends should have won an Oscar because I loved Halloween Ends. Do I acknowledge that it's weird? Yes. Do I love it? Yes. Do I like it more than Halloween Kills? Yes. On average, how long does a reaction take to edit? If depends on the length of the movie, but I would say anywhere between 15 to 20 hours. Whereas it, like the ones on Patreon, like the full length ones, all I have to do is edit the intro and the outro and then just make sure it's synced up, which is why I do a lot more reactions on Patreon and stuff. Day one was my favorite of 3. Y'all, I cried several times during that movie, but it was so good. I'm so excited to start, like, well, I mean, I've started editing it, but to get to the point, because that, if you've seen it, there's the one jump scare, which it's basically like the biggest jump scare of the movie, but I thought I was going to pass out. It scared the shit out of me. Thank you, Kaylin. Jessica Jones is so good. Yeah, I believe that's after I finish season 1 of Daredevil. I believe Jessica Jones is next in the viewing order. What movie from the Twisted Childhood universe are you most excited for? Is that like the Winnie the Pooh thing? That universe? I don't know. Let's see. Twisted Child universe. Poohniverse. Poohniverse. Monsters Assemble. I mean, I haven't watched obviously Winnie the Pooh 2 yet, but I mean, like an Avengers style movie, amazing. I'm looking forward to Alien Romulus. Same. I'm going to like a fan event for it. Loki is amazing, the best in my opinion. We love Loki. History will be kind to Halloween Ends. Well, once the next... yeah, I mean, people will get over it. When did you last see... Oh, I can't. I'm like, I need to pull this closer. When did you last see Zavid? Today's Friday. Last night? The bone-cracking scenes in Old gave me the chills. The Last Airbender. I just started watching that show, Avatar. I'm like halfway through the first season. Why won't this let me? Oh, wait, hold on. I have to delete something. Where is that comment? I have to delete someone's comment. Hold on. Maybe I already deleted it. Okay. I just met James Jude Courtney and Rohan Campbell about 4 hours ago. Love them both so much. It's super chill. My dad was basically buddy-buddy with James after a 5-year. Yeah, James Jude Courtney is really cool. When I met him, everybody was asking about Halloween, obviously. And I was like, so, Der Kindestad, what was it like to fight Sarah Michelle Gellar? And he was like, oh my God, nobody ever asked me about that. I'm surprised you knew that. I was like, well, you haven't met me. But I met him a couple times. He's really, really cool. Actually, in fall of last year, I went to the Halloween 45 Years of Terror convention, and I was standing in line at the bar for a drink, and James Jude Courtney was standing in front of me, and I offered to buy his drinks, but he was like, I appreciate it, and he was like, no, because then everybody starts trying to do stuff like that, and he was like, but I appreciate it, and I was like, I wish he would have let me do it, because that would have been so cool to be like, yeah, I bought Michael Myers a drink. Time to sub to the Patreon. I agree. I just watched Invasions of the Body Snatchers for my channel for the first time. Have you seen it or some version of Body Snatchers? I have not. That is on my list of things to eventually react to for the channel, unless like somebody gets to it on Patreon first. I know the jump scare you mean didn't get me the close-ups with the monsters, though. I nearly should. But at least you know what I'm talking about, because I just was not expecting that. Girl, tell him to upload faster. Tell who? The best part of Halloween Ends is when that annoying kid fell over the railing. That was hilarious. I think that I put a clip of that in my 28 Days Later reaction. Only recently, like in the past few years, have I really started to appreciate the Alien series as a whole. There is parts of all of them that I like. My least favorite one is Alien Covenant, because I don't like how they were trying to explain. Like, I don't like the origin of the xenomorphs, but visually, I think Alien Covenant, like the planet and stuff like that, when they're looking out of the ship, all of that stuff is really, really cool looking. The movie itself is not good, but when you're going to react to Maxine, assuming that people... Actually, let me see. Hold on. Oh, this is a good-ass song. Let me start this over. A banger. Is that out on digital? It is. So next week will be A Quiet Place Day 1, and then the following will be Maxine. I'll probably watch Maxine after this, honestly. React to all the Resident Evil movies. I've seen all the Resident Evil movies. I've met James Marsters. He was very nice. Yes, he's very nice. I have his autograph. The assembly cut is the assembly cut. Is the assembly cut the one where it gets into the ox, or is the ox the theatrical cut, and then the dog is I don't know. One of them is an ox and one of them is a dog. Do you watch Invincible? I watched the first season. I haven't watched anything after that, but it's like I haven't watched it since I watched the first season, so I would need to rewatch the first season before watching the second one. Have you seen The Attack of the 50-Foot Woman? I have not. Will you be reacting to the Dexter prequel? Absolutely. Y'all know why. Hot take, Alien Resurrection is the second best Alien movie. I do enjoy Alien Resurrection. I hope Fede Alvarez does this movie justice. I believe that he's going to. Simply, as soon as I spotted the save station from Alien Isolation in the trailer, I was like, y'all have my heart, my soul, all of it. Because Alien Isolation is like my favorite game of all time. I just hated how they did Elizabeth Shaw. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to a horror convention next week, and Ken Kersinger will be dressed as. Yeah, I want to meet him dressed as that, because I've never done, like, the only official photo shoot that I've done at a con was with Alex Vincent and Christina Leese. Normally I just do like the selfies at their booth or whatever, but I want to get my picture with Ken Kersinger as Jason from Freddy vs. Jason, and then I want to get, oh my God, you know who I'm talking about, from Jason. Why am I forgetting his name? Oh my God. Wait, I don't want to look. I know I've met this man like 15 times. It'll come to me. I just hated how I read that already. Alien Covenant felt like a Fassbender movie. Agreed. That's like one of my problems with that movie. And well, I mean, Prometheus a little bit too, but I don't make a spinoff that doesn't include the alien then, but don't try to like connect the two, because Kane Hodder. That's who I'm talking about. I want to get a professional picture with him dressed as Jason X. The ox is the assembly cut. Gotcha. Oh my God, Nick, you would like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. What makes you say such things? Because of my adoration of females? I've met Tony Head at a bar when he was supporting James Marsters. He is Anthony Stewart Head, or Anthony Head, I think is what he goes by now. He is one of the cast members that I have not met yet. What do you think of the It movies? I don't think of the It movies, honestly. I was not. There's a couple parts in the first one that I think are okay. But having read the book, the movies just didn't really do it for me. That means I got to watch those other two just so I can see your reaction to A Quiet Place Day 1. Are you talking about the other two A Quiet Places? You don't have to watch those before Day 1. Day 1's a prequel. Which horror movie would you say scared you the most? I feel like it depends on the time period, because there are movies, like as I was growing up, there were movies that scared me more. Like I remember The Grudge, the 2004 one, that scared. Like I got so scared. I went and saw that in theaters by myself when it came out, and I was so scared that I didn't sleep all night, and I didn't go to school the next day because I needed to stay home with the lights on and sleep. What PS5 games have you played? I have been slacking a little bit with my PS5. I've only played Spider-Man. No, I take that back. There's another game that I don't know. There's like 2 other games that I played. I think one of them I did mess around with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game for like 5 minutes. How many Buffy Angel cast members have you met? Spike, Cordelia, Xander, Angel, Gunn, Harmony, Glory. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Tara. Who the fuck else have I met? Buffy. That's going to bother me because there's definitely other people that I have met. Riley. I've met Riley. I've met Darla. I like how I typed in Buffy cast members and Pedro Pascal comes up. But yeah, I've met all of them. I have plenty more to go. Oh, no, and I met Brian Thompson, who played the judge and played Luke. Where do you get the popcorn from on... Oh. Like, what? Lots of people. So it actually has 2 compartments. So the back of it, like here, is where you put the popcorn. And then up here, relax, is where you put your drink. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Are you going to watch Beetlejuice 2? I mean, I will watch it. I will judge interest because I'm not super excited for it. Not because I don't love the original, but because I love the original. For me, Tim Burton has not done anything that's been very good in years because I was not impressed with Wednesday. Like, I don't even, again, I guess, well, it'll depend on people's interest, but like, unless there's even interest, I probably have zero desire to even go and watch season 2 of Wednesday. But I will keep an open mind with Beetlejuice 2, but I will gauge interest whether or not people want me to see it with you guys or in theaters. Because if people don't care, then I'll just go and see it in theaters. James and Charisma are in London in 2 weeks. Just bit the bullet, bought a day ticket and duo. You're going to freak out. Oh, that's so sad. I wish I could be there to watch you have that. I've met Eliza Dushku. She's up there for me of people that I want to meet. Sophia Crawford, yeah. Do you not like the Tim Curry It either? No, I do like that one. The miniseries, I do like that. Have you ever watched Barry the Show? I have not. Kane Hodder would be there too, but dresses Manhattan Jason. But for why? What was the reason? Who on his team approved that? Thank you, Storm Rising. I 100% agree. That is my number one issue with the It movies is 90% of it is CGI. And CGI, it doesn't matter how good CGI looks, your brain can still tell that it's CGI. Like, for instance, Avatar, the blue ones, they look great, sure. It's wonderful, spectacular CGI, but it still looks like CGI. Like, I can tell that it's not an actual person. And that's my issue with the It movies. It's all like cartoonish looking. Practical all day. Tony had a 70. The funny thing about him is when I was growing up watching Buffy for the first time, in my brain, I was like, I thought Giles was like 60. He's like one of those people that's always looked a little bit older. Have you ever seen or thought about watching a Serbian film? I got about a little over halfway through a Serbian film that I turned it off. I don't know why it comes up under the umbrella of horror, because to me, it's not even a horror movie. It's just like that would be like calling a Law and Order SVU like a horror show. It's not horror, but I turned it off because it was just so stupid. To me, it was and I rarely say this about movies, but to me, it was a film that had zero artistic value whatsoever. So I was just like, eh. Have you seen The Human Centipede? I have. I don't think I've seen the third one, but I have seen the first two at least. Watch the 1986 movie Dolls. Is that the one where on the cover it's like the little doll and she's like holding, either she's doing this or she's holding up an eye or something like that? I do want to see that. Hey Nick, your ginger snaps reaction with David popped up on my feed months ago, and I've been subscribed since. Your commentary. Well, thank you. Oh, I loved that video. I need to watch the second one. Brian Thompson was in Buffy. He was in Buffy. So he played two different characters in Buffy. He's in the first two episodes of Buffy as Luke, and then he's the blue guy that she blows up with the rocket launcher in season 2. But when I met him, I was talking to him about Buffy, but I also told him that he scared the shit out of me and made me afraid of pantyhose. Not that like I wear pantyhose, which it's fine, you know, if you want to. But point is, because in the movie Cobra, he's like attacking people in like parking garages and shit, and he has pantyhose over his face. He scared the shit out of me. Cannibal Holocaust. People keep telling me to watch that, and David's like, don't. Oh, I need to switch over here and see who is. Ooh, Allie, you are now part of the Watchers. Chance, you are part of the Slayers. Howdy, Daddy Nick. Thank you, Angry Outer Reacts. Live message. Fan funding. Because y'all know that I have no idea how to do half this crap. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Oh my god, what am I doing? What am I doing? Technology, stop. Okay. Highballed. Dang, I gotta start Buffy soon. Shit. Whenever I remember that you haven't watched Buffy, I vomit a little bit in my mouth. Yes, he was also in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and I love that movie. I love it. Everyone hates it. I love it. When I call her fake Sonya because it was not the same Sonya from the first one. When she's like fighting the chick in like the mud, and she's like katana, and she's like, "You wish." I love it. It's so good. Wednesday was definitely for a younger generation, not in a way for adults to enjoy it too. The thing with Wednesday, was definitely aimed for a younger generation for sure, which is probably one of the reasons that I failed to connect with it. It didn't feel even. I understand that it was all about Wednesday, but even then, it did not feel like Addams Family. The way that she portrayed Wednesday, I mean, y'all know I love Jenna Ortega. Like Wednesday was just sort of a bitch. Like she wasn't like funny, dark humor like she was when in the movies. She was just rude. Like every episode, she was just pissing me off because she was just being rude to people. And don't even get me started on the casting for the rest of the Addams Family and the horrible white pasted makeup on Catherine Zeta-Jones. Should have been a crime. And the two little the love interests, both of them. And one of them got fired, so that's one problem down. I got a photo with Eliza Dushku with her putting me in the headlock. That's amazing. I'm watching the American version of Being Human. Being Human? What is that? Being Human. I've never even heard of this show, but that's that one dude that was in Smallville. Who did he play on Smallville? Was he Darkseid? Maybe. Ashley Burton has started watching Buffy. Like, wait a minute. On her channel? What? How did that not pop up for me? What? Where? What? Or is this on Patreon? I feel like this is probably on Patreon. Who's Morris? Who is... Wait. Have you thought about watching more bad horror movies like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes or something? I mean, I haven't given dedicated thought to it. I'm not opposed to doing it. But I try... Like, I think my goal is... The movies that I know, like the smaller, campier, or shitty movies that are not going to get the views, those might be the ones that I'm trying to like maybe position with collaborations so that I'm not losing money by doing it, if that makes sense. But technically, I watch a lot of those types of movies on Patreon. Like I did all of the sleepaway camp movies and everything. What is the one? I watched something called Troll, or was that called Troll? I don't know, something like that. It was about a troll. What was your favorite celebrity meeting experience? Let's see. Anthony Michael Hall, when I met him with David, I've met him a couple times with David, and we refer to him, to his face, as our stepdad. He's super cool. Who else was super cool? I mean, there's a bunch of people. Charisma Carpenter asked me to make out with my boyfriend at the time in front of her, so that was funny. And then I almost passed out when I met David Boreanaz, and he was like, "Just breathe, it's gonna be okay." And he was like asking my friend, he thought I was gonna faint. And then obviously Chris Evans. The new Demi Moore movie. I got like halfway through the trailer, and maybe this was intentional, but I didn't understand, which is the way a trailer should be. Well, I mean, I feel like you should understand the plot, but not be spoiled. I did not understand even what the plot was. Honestly, now that I'm not 16... Yeah, that happens for some people. Don't watch Hannibal Holocaust. They kill innocent animals IRL. Oh, is that the one with the turtle? I heard something about a turtle. Question, do we find out why Tara threw away the dust when her and Willow were supposed to do a spell? Season 5, episode 4, I believe. Wait, is that... Season 5, episode 5? Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can do it by memory. Season 5 is Buffy versus Dracula, Real Me, The Replacement, No Place Like Home, Family. So yeah, season 5, episode 5 is when you get a follow-up to that. Hi, Artemis. Because of you and David, I started watching Golden Girls a few months ago, and I just finished a few... Oh my god, Golden Girls is amazing! Oh, I love Golden Girls. I will fully admit, though, that I started watching Golden Palace, and I got halfway through the first season, and it just did not hold my interest. It wasn't bad, and it was kind of cool to see like Don Cheadle in that type of role, but it just wasn't the same as Golden Girls. But Golden Girls, Storm of the Century. Did I have Storm of the Century? That's the mini series, right? Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that. I've seen a lot of Stephen King stuff. I'm actually reading one of Stephen King, like a newer book by him right now. But yeah, I haven't seen that. Chelly Beans. Chelly Beans. Hi. Nick, do you remember Sheep in the Big City? What the is that? Yeah, I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. That does not look familiar to me at all. Y'all remember that movie Dunstan Checks In? I used to love that movie. You never watched my horror movie because Amazon pulled it after 10 years. Should send you a copy. Yorktown from. What do you mean? Wait, like you made it? Sindel in Annihilation. Sindel is also in Buffy. She's the praying mantis teacher. And I was gagged when I found that out too. Name an underrated character in Buffy. Oh my god. Underrated. Imagine if I said Kennedy. I'm just kidding. I would never. Underrated. Not from Buffy. He only appears a couple times, but I loved David Nabbit in Angel. I think he's in like one episode of the first season, one episode of the second season. He was amazing. I could see why they didn't keep him around, but he was hilarious. Hated both love interests in Wednesday. Yeah, the one I was like trying not to be rude when I was watching it, but I was just like, he gives me like Chester the Molester. And guess what happened in real life? He Chestered someone. And then the other one just constantly looked like he was like 3 seconds away from shitting his pants at any given moment. No, not Tom Welling. He was like a bad guy. I think he played Doomsday. Not Doomsday. Darkseid. He might have played Darkseid in Smallville. I love Buffy so much. I've rewatched it so many times. I quote it all the time, which annoys the crap out of my husband. Tell your husband, get over it. I remember when I first saw it, I was 6. It was on for background noise. 6. So that came on. I was also 6 when I first watched it. I remember my dad coming home from work and telling my mom, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, like, do you remember that movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer? They're making a TV show out of it, and it comes on tonight." And I sat down, and I remember I was wearing too, because I used to. I used to wear. My dad was really tall, and I used to wear his shirts because it was like triple XL shirts. So I would just walk around just in giant t-shirts. And I remember sitting on the floor in front of the TV watching that for the first time, and I watched it every week. From that awful Fog remake, which I refuse to see. So I have seen that, and I started to put that on the other day because I haven't watched it in a long time. I didn't end up actually watching it. I found something else that interested me more. But I do want to watch that. Not posted yet. Oh, Ashley? Is she doing that for the channel? Don't play with my emotions. Don't play with me. Have you read any of the season 8 comics? Unfortunately. I had collected all of them, like all the variant covers, everything like that. I had collected season 8 after the fall, and then season 9, and then I was just like, I can't. I refuse to acknowledge it because it's just so bad. It is not. It's not the same. Killer Donuts. Ashley starts posting first season of Buffy. I'm gonna die. Nick, are you excited for the new Agatha Harkness show? Absolutely, I am. Person whose name starts with the letter D, who just became a member. A, thank you for becoming a member. And B, thank you for gifting somebody a membership. We love it. We love it. One of my favorites is season 2 when Buffy is giving Spike sass and then calls Drusilla a giant hoe. Oh, that is oh my god. It's the finale of season 2. Is that becoming part 1? No, it's part 2 because she's on the run from the police. And it's the whole world's gonna get sucked into hell and you want my help because your girlfriend's a big hoe. Have you seen any of the series Bones? I've seen like a couple episodes, but I never like watched it. Are there any horror games that if you could get a movie for, what would it be and why? Also, have you thought of like a gaming channel? Hold on, let me start this song over because it's a banger. Let me answer the second question first. So the gaming channel thing, I would love to be able to do that, but I would not be able to do that consistently because like my schedule, I wake up at 7:30 in the morning, do my normal day job, and then the second that I am done with that, I go and I get something to eat, come back in my room, and then I start either editing or I start recording stuff for either the channel or for Patreon, and I do that until about 10:30 at night, and then I go to the gym, and then I come back into my apartment, eat, and then I go to sleep. And that's like every single day of my life. So I would like to have a little bit of a personal life. But I would love to be able to do it. If I were to do it, I'll probably have to like reach out to like Horror Bandwagon since they're always doing um, the game streams. Because if it's something that I don't have to edit, I could commit to doing something like that, like maybe once or twice a month. Because I would be down to play Alien Isolation live. That would be amazing. Oh yeah, and the first question: are there any horror games that if you could get a movie for? I don't know if they've already made a movie for it. There was a game that I used to play growing up called Fatal Frame. That would be cool to see. Wait, it's episode 6? So then which one did I miss? Wait, Buffy versus Dracula, Real Me. After Real Me is the Xander episode, The Replacement. What the? Oh my god, what did I miss? What did I miss? Out of my mind. Damn it. Damn it. The Riley episode. I forgot. And I literally just watched that the other day. I still say we need a Blade and Buffy crossover. That would be amazing. I like your editing and your commentary and editing style can be so funny, engaging, if that makes sense. The best advice that I was ever given when it comes to editing is don't let your video be boring. Make it funny or make it fun or make it engaging. And that is always what I try to do. Because, like, for instance, when I'm editing, I will edit, say, like, usually I break it into 2. So I'll edit the first half of the video and then I'll throw it up on my TV and then just watch that. And like if I find the video boring, I'm like, nope, back to editing. Have you watched The Bear or Hacks? Neither. Golden Girls is iconic, total comfort show. Which of the ladies would you I am Sophia. I am Sophia, 100%. What is Search of Darkness? Hey Nick, I'm a new viewer to your channel, but I love your reactions and really discovered you through your Child's Play 2 reaction. Would you be doing Child's Play 1 eventually? It is my goal to do Child's Play 1 moderately soon. Let's say this. If they announce that there's not going to be a Chucky season 4, I will do Child's Play 1. I want to see you react to Saturday the 14th. I didn't even know that was a movie. Yes, I'm a writer, director, and producer. Well, now I'm interested. Now I want to know. I want to see this movie. Hold on. I need to change the song. I'm not feeling the vibe right now. This is a banger song. But I don't want to listen to it. What do I want to listen to right now? Why not listen to The Midnight? Because it's not like I ever listen to them. I know Buffy is a classic, but have we all seen Charmed? Yep. Love Charmed. Honestly, Enid and was it Enid the roommate, the blonde one? I liked her. She was fine. She was one of the least oppressive characters. God, the soundtrack in the original Fog. So you know how like Spotify does the year-end or the wrap-ups or whatever? Like the last 2 years, the Fog, the score, John Carpenter's score is always on my like top played albums. Can you please react to Stepfather? I have seen all of the Stepfathers. Are you going to Sergio and Cody's wedding? I am, yes. My cousin is also the witch in The Conjuring 3, as well as Tigress in the original Hunger Games, and a hunter in Werewolf by Night. Wait, the villain in Conjuring 3, the one that with the dust she's blowing at people? She was scary. Charmed was good too, but I didn't like the season with the Big Bang Girl. What was her name? Billy? I think her name was Billy. Thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine? 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer for many reasons, and one of those reasons is when you can see a stunt double, for example, the lunch lady. That's like one of the funniest things about both series is like you know that the show is so good when you can ignore how egregiously obvious it is whenever there is a stunt double. Like when she's fighting Angel at the end of season 2 with the sword fight, the stunt double that they have for him, his hairline goes like halfway back, and just I don't understand. What are your thoughts on A Quiet Place Day 1? So I have seen it, but I'm not going to give. Oh, I mean, I loved it, but I will not give anything more than that because that is next week's reaction. Have you seen Hausu? I have. Assuming I'm pronouncing that right. No. Pulse. Is Pulse the one with Kristen Bell? The fact that you know about Fatal Frame, you my peoples know. Of course I know. What gym do you go to? The one in my apartment building. Have you seen the Spiral movie they're doing for Adult Swim? Speaking of Adult Swim, you know what I haven't watched in a long time that I want to rewatch? Samurai Jack. It's been a minute. Great Buffy story. Were you as freaked out by the introduction to Dawn as my kids were? Did your parents pre-watch the uncut episodes? So two-part answer to that. So with George, if you are here, cover your ears. With Dawn, when she showed up, and then she showed, without spoiling too much because George is watching it for the first time. When Dawn first appears, I was like, okay, I don't know what this means. But then the very next episode, I was freaking out because I was fully convinced that I had missed an episode. And I was like, I never miss an episode of Buffy. Like, this is my Bible. What are you talking about? One of the balls that this show had to be able to do something like that and pull it off. And then second question, did your parents pre-watch the uncut episode? Again, without spoiling anything, there were chunks of time where like my dad would watch episodes with me or my mom would. The only episode that they ever watched prior to me watching it was the season 5 finale. I had done something and I got grounded, and basically when my parents grounded me, they didn't because I didn't have any friends. They weren't like, you can't hang out with your friends. They were like, you can't watch Buffy this week. That was my grounding. So they had grounded me, and it was the season 5 finale, which, as everybody knows, like, that was marketed as the series finale. So I was furious. And I came home from school the day after it aired, and both my parents were sitting on the couch, and they're like, you can watch Buffy. And I was like, this is suspicious. Why? And they're like, we recorded it for you so that you could still see it once your, being grounded was over. But we watched it because we were just curious. And yeah, you can watch it. And I was like, what is going on? Y'all know. Y'all know. No spoilers, but y'all know why that was my punishment. What is your rank? Wait, what is your ranking from best to worst seasons of Buffy? 5? Oh, wait. 5, 3, 4, 2, 6, 1, 7. And then I guess for Angel, it would be 3, 5, 4, 2, and 1. Because I know everyone hates season 4, but I love season 4. I dropped off with Chucky. I just got bored. Also, listen, y'all know that I love Chucky. Y'all know how much I love Chucky. It's just not the TV series is just not doing it for me anymore. I remember the earliest. I mean, I will still watch them if they come out, obviously, and I'll still be excited to sit down and watch new Chucky. But like season 3 started what I thought started strong, but like I appreciate jokey, unserious, campy Chucky for what it is, but I prefer scary or serious Chucky with a little bit of humor. What do you think of SMG joining the Dexter universe? I'm very, very excited to watch her in anything, but I just hope that it is a show or a spinoff that warrants its own existence. And I don't know if it is a 1 season sort of thing or if it's potentially going to be 2 seasons, but she has had a bad track record with TV shows. Ringer, 1 season. The Crazy Ones, 1 season. Wolfpack, 1 season, but that was deserved because Wolfpack was fucking terrible. I think she needs a better agent. But I am very, very excited. You and Has-Been Hotel. I feel like that's something. Let me look this up. How much of a commitment is this? It says, oh, it's an animated series? How much? Let's see. An adult musical comedy? Oh, musical. How many seasons? Okay, so we have 2 seasons. Wait. A pilot episode and then 8 episodes. Oh, that's not a lot. That's not a big commitment. How long are episodes? I mean, that might be something like I watch one myself and I can tell you about it. Unless someone pays to me watch it. He's a good one, Neil. I'm so glad that somebody mentioned Sleepwalkers. Sleepwalkers is one of my favorite movies. I was actually thinking about Sleepwalkers earlier because when I was driving around on my lunch break trying to find this, I was listening to Boadicea, which is the theme song for Sleepwalkers. George just texted me. I jumped out of the chat the moment that Dawn was mentioned. It's funny. Hot take: The Conjuring is a bit overrated. I feel like I know I say this all the time, but like I've never quite understood the concept of overrated, because I feel like if people like something, then people like something. I feel like underrated is something that makes more sense, like the term itself. But because I feel like it could include like it's not well known, so therefore people haven't seen it. But The Conjuring in general, I like it. Like I think it's a horror classic now. But I will say like when dating or something like that, like in the past, if I've asked somebody what their scary like favorite scary movie, because that's like one of my first questions that I ask people. Um, if they say The Conjuring, that to me, what that says to me is you were born after the year 2000 and you have not watched that many scary movies. Because there was somebody not too long ago that I asked them what their favorite scary movie was, and they said The Conjuring, and I was like, oh my god. And I said something about Scream, and they were like, "Yeah, I haven't really watched a lot of like the older movies." That was it. That was it. That was the end of it. I was like, "Did you just refer to Scream as an old movie? Get out of here." Mm-mm-mm. I like all of them. I like the third one. A lot of people didn't like the third. I didn't think that the third one was like as jumpy scary, but I thought that the third one was still like a decent story. April, new member, yes. What is the episode where Buffy is punching a post going crazy and then kicks it over? Season 2, episode 1. How would you rank the A Quiet Place movies? So, I have not rewatched the second one since I reacted to it like 2 years ago. So I don't really remember because like I mentioned this in my reaction to day 1. Um, I showed the first movie to my best friend a couple weeks ago who had never seen it, and then I was telling another friend that how I had showed my best friend that movie, and he said something about the second one. He was like, "Oh, Cillian Murphy." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like I've literally watched and edited and like reacted to the movie, and I don't even remember that Cillian Murphy was in it. So I need to rewatch that. But I feel like if memory serves, I liked the second one more than I liked the first one. So probably 3, 2, 1. Favorite horror remake? Um, are you if we're counting like foreign to American remakes, The Grudge and The Ring. Otherwise, I don't know. I mean, like I love When a Stranger Calls. Oh, 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If David ever reacted to Star Wars, I would turn gay for him. I mean, if he David will never watch Star Wars. Buffy season 5 is really close to being my favorite season, but Riley annoys me so much. I don't mind Riley. I like Riley more in 4, but have you seen Sausage Party? I have, yes. I saw that in theaters. Yes, I prefer Chucky in movies when they have like an hour and a half to tell a story and that's it. I feel like it makes them work a little bit harder to make a better story. Not saying that every single film is, some beautiful, well crafted story. I mean, I like all of the films. Cult is my least favorite, but I think it just works better that way. I always thought Sarah should have joined an existing show. Sarah Michelle Gellar should be on White Lotus. Imagine if she was playing some villain in White Lotus. That would be the biggest comeback ever. Ugh. I'm near the end of season 4 and I hate Riley so much. Okay, so question. If you're near the end of season 4 and you hate Riley, you have not gotten to season 5, which would become a more understandable thing to say. But season 4, what is it about Riley that you do not like? Xander, I don't have to ask a question because Xander is hands down the worst character. Mm. Hey, I'm a big musical lover. I do not care what anyone says. So I'll be real honest with you. I watched like the Johnny Depp movie. I watched that for the first time last year. Huh. I would have preferred to watch it like on mute with the subtitles on because I'm just not a musical person. It's very hit or miss for me. I don't hate musicals. They're just not one of my favorites. But Sweeney Todd, I was like, this is just too much music. I'm still in love with Glenn Powell after Twisters. I have been in love with Glenn Powell since Scream Queens. Oh no, like I would do it for a YouTube membership. I feel like if I were to do something like that, I don't know how long the episodes are, but kind of like how David used to do where he would do an entire season in one video. I would consider doing something like that. But I'm also trying to like stay up to date on Doctor Who and I'm already behind on that. Have you watched The Howling? Mhm. All right, hold on, because I have to switch over here to make sure that I'm not like missing funding. Oh no, I didn't miss it. Okay, we're good. Sorry, George. I'm watching yours and the horror bandwagon's reactions. You guys keep making me cry. So I've cried at both of their reactions. I'm ahead of. I mean, if you're on the horror bandwagon's Patreon, technically I'm ahead on both because George is like I don't. I think he just. I don't remember what episode he posted on YouTube today, but like he's like over halfway through season 4 and over halfway through season 1 of Angel. So when he finishes those and he edits those, he sends them right to me. So I'm like way ahead of everybody else. This is not a breaking thing, but I'm just way ahead of everybody else. But yeah, I have, and I'm ahead on horror bandwagons too. And the prom episode, y'all. I was eating Chipotle and I'm like watching them and they start crying. I'm like crying while I'm eating my burrito. Have you tried calling that number from the promo of long? I don't know what that is. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Nothing. No long legs. Nothing. Janine, I rebuke that. I understand what you're saying, but I rebuke it. Darkness Falls is amazing. Did you see the new cast for the new I Know What You Did Last Summer? I did. I'm excited for it, but I will reserve judgment until I get a plot synopsis or a trailer. Have you seen Pretty Little Liars? I've not seen the original show, but on Patreon, I did do the first season of Original Sin. I want season 2. I want to watch that very badly. Xander has teeny weeny syndrome. Xander needs to be punched in the face. Hey Nick, what's your favorite The Midnight album? I'm going to see them for the first time in a couple weeks. I'm listening to them right now. What am I listening to right now? Right now I'm listening to Endless Summer, but my favorite is Nocturnal because River of Darkness is my favorite, the Midnight Song. And then my second is Deep Blue. But I am also, well, I mean, I've seen them before live, but I am also going in, when am I going to see them? I'm debating on whether or not I want to fly into either Austin or Chicago in September to see them, but I am seeing them in Denver for their Chromeo tour or whatever. So now I know Nick is not going to be seated when Wicked comes out. Nick will not be seated. Can you watch my suggestion, Tarot? I feel like Tarot is one that I should watch on my own. Because I'll be honest, like there was like a couple requests that people had given me for the pool one, the horror movie in the pool, Night Swim or whatever it was called. I took a chance and I was like, I'm just gonna watch it on my own, and I feel like it was the right choice. Same thing with what are the other movies where people were like, you should react to this? And I was like, The Exorcist, The Believer. I can tell. I can just tell when a movie. I'm just gonna sit there like this because I just have nothing to say. Has there ever been a time in which you've liked Xander? Xander is a fantastic character. Season 5, all of season 5, fantastic. I don't know what happened to him before or after. Have you seen Ghostbusters Frozen Empire? I have, yes. I saw that in theaters. Where are you up to on Doctor Who? What is the last one that I posted? Series 2, episode 11 is the last one that I watched. So this weekend I have to do 12, 13, and 14. And then I'll be done with season 2, and then I have to start Torchwood next. Have you seen the series Dark? I have not. I love Doctor Who. Matt Smith's my favorite. He can chin me. I don't know what that means. Is Matt Smith the one from Last Night in Soho? Who's George? Fellow reactor. Hey, King, what is your favorite Chucky performance from Brad Dourif? I think the first 4 movies have his best performance dialogue, I guess. Those have the better, like, iconic lines. Like, I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head a line where I'm like, oh my God, this was so funny in the series. There's definitely lines I remember laughing at, but I couldn't even tell you what they were. Have you seen Maximum Overdrive? Absolutely. I love Maximum Overdrive. The Green Goblin thing. Oh my God, I love it. Also, Maximum Overdrive made me afraid of soda machines for a while. I just watched that reaction of theirs. I was crying so hard, the prom speech. Oh my God. Y'all. Class protector. Ugh. My favorite movie is Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julia Newmar. Would you consider dressing up as drag? So me and Zavid, we have said that we would do drag once, but like we wouldn't. If I were to do drag once, I would not want to do drag. Like I wouldn't want to do it myself. Like I would want a very, very good makeup artist and all that jazz to do it for me, so that I could completely transform and look like a different person. But I would do it once. Why not? The way I just like put somebody a timeout, like half the messages went away. Have you seen George's reaction to 414? Which one is 14? 14. No, the last one that he just watched the Iron Team, and he just sent me that this morning. Not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to the Horror Bandwagon Season 5, Episode 16 reaction. It's the only episode that still to this day makes me cry like a little baby. Episode 16? Oh. I should have known. I should have known. Yes. We don't. I mean, one of the best episodes of this series, hands down, probably top 3. But we don't speak of that. How do you feel about the Fantastic Four casting for the new movie? I love it. I don't know the actor who plays Thing, and I feel like I've only seen the actress who plays Sue Storm once, but Pedro Pascal and Joseph Quinn, of course. The cast for the new I Know What You Did Last Summer looks like they should be on a Netflix dating show. I don't mean that in a good way. I feel like a lot of people make comments like that about like they'll I hear a lot of people go when they're like looking at new movies like Tarot or stuff like that, and they're like, all these new teeny boppers, like it's giving like CW. And I'm like, well, 20 years ago, it was the exact same thing. People were complaining about, like adults were complaining about. This looks like something that you would find on the WB. I just feel like it's because we're getting older that everything younger than us seems a little like, eh. Dance of the Dead. What's that? The new Exorcist movie, y'all, was something else. Because when I started it, maybe I would say like the first 15 minutes of that movie are actually very, very good. But it felt like The Exorcist, the Believer felt like if you were to sit down and watch the Halloween trilogy and you like view it from a writing and idea standpoint, because those 3 movies, it was very, very clear that like they finished one and then David Gordon Green and Danny McBride were like, you know what? I've decided to do something different. Let's introduce a new concept and a new tone and style in the next movie. And then afterwards, they're like, no, let's do something different. That's what The Exorcist Believer felt like to me. Like they started really, really strong and decided, I want to re-edit this, and then just bad. You should do a mid-year review of all the films you watch on your own. That way people know what you think and won't ask for a reaction. I might just like, people have been asking me to do a letterbox, and I might just do that so that I could just pop it in like the description box and be like, y'all can look here to see if I've seen a movie. Hi, Emma, double A. So I was actually going to watch Frozen Empire for the channel, but I was visiting my mom in Chicago for a convention, and she really wanted to see it. So gotta listen to what my mom wants. Have you ever watched the series Orphan Black? I have not, but I have heard of it. Yes, and House of the Dragon. I have not watched House of the Dragon. Oh, you're saying he's in that. Have you heard of the upcoming movie The Long Walk? Based on a Stephen King thing? I did not know about this. Wait, The Long Walk set photos. Oh, so it's like a period piece movie. Yeah, I did not know that that was even a thing. Cuckoo. Is that with Hunter Schafer? I want to see that. I have not watched the trailer for that either. I reacted to both Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 on Patreon, and I absolutely loved them. And because, to be honest, I was never a huge fan of the original film. I like 2 and 3 way more than the original. James Charles on YouTube has good how to makeup video. Is that a joke? Chance's reaction to Urban Legend. Yeah, that's on my watch later. I need to like catch up on things because I'll watch like there are reactions to certain things where, like, with different channels where I don't necessarily have to be visually looking at it when I'm watching, or like the reaction. So like there's different accounts that they'll be watching Buffy, say, and I can just put that on my phone while I'm sitting here working during the day and just occasionally glance at it. But like I know enough about Buffy that I don't need to look at it. But there's some reactions where I want to actually sit down and watch them, like Alonda, David, and stuff like that. And Chance, I put that in my watch later list because that's not one that I want to like sit there and occasionally glance at. Like I want to watch him watch that. And usually after I go to the gym, take my shower, and I get in bed, usually I watch a couple of reactions before I go to bed. And that's probably because I've been trying to catch up on all of David's Patreon stuff, and those are full length, so those take a little bit longer to get through. So it's on the agenda. Does George have a YouTube channel? He does. George Alexander, I think that's the channel name. Why isn't this? Okay. George Alexander. Yep, George Alexander is the YouTube channel name. The rig that hits Gage in Pet Sematary is the Maximum Overdrive rig. Oh, that's fun. I didn't know that. I don't like that movie, but I feel so bad. The actor in Terror, she played Karen. The Mean Girl, the new movie. Yeah, I walked out of that. That movie was so, no. Have you seen the new Goosebumps series? I have not. My mom went to college for a master's degree for social work and said that they showed that episode, The Body, to show how people look and deal with grief. For those who have seen that episode of Buffy, I always like to read the Wikipedia page where it talks about how it demonstrates the different levels of grief and stuff like that. It's really, really interesting. Then on top of that, it gets basically hate crimed on Twitter over a Disney fan cast for Rapunzel. Y'all, I don't listen when people complain on Twitter. Mike Flanagan's The Exorcist is going to be insane. I am excited for that. I still can't get over the fact that Jared Padalecki was in a Friday the 13th movie. He sure was. And he's in House of Wax. Eben Moss Baccarat? I don't know how to say that. Is the first name pronounced Eben? Wait, there's a character in a movie named Eben. Is that 30 Days of Night? Is that Josh Hartnett's character's name? I think his name is Eben. Now I need to look it up. Is it Eben? It is Eben. I was right. Favorite flavor of Dorito? Cool Ranch or Spicy Nacho? Nick, your ass looks fat. Bitch! Yeah. Would you be reacting to the other Psycho movies, or will you be watching? I will do the other movies. I have the next 7 or 8 movies, which is basically the next 2 months. I already have those planned, but the goal is to at least have Psycho 3 on the channel by the end of the year. Because there's another one that I technically promised people last year that I was going to do, and I still haven't done it yet. Hannibal Rising, so I have to also get that in before the end of the year. The scariest movie ever made was Dragon Ball. Don't talk to me about Dragon Ball Evolution. Oh my God. I remember sitting in the theater for that going, is this a joke? Are there any series you want to watch on your own but haven't gotten to for any reason? Better Call Saul? A series that I would watch on my own? I mean, I'd have to think about it, but that's the first one that comes to mind. Have you ever seen the unaired pilot of Buffy? I have, yes. I don't have Patreon, but what do you think of Bates Motel? I feel bad because it like takes me a while between episodes to react to them because I have so many requests I have to get through each month. But I'm obsessed with Bates Motel. It is so good. I have to watch several episodes of that this weekend too. Come on. Well, don't look at me like that, you dildo. Come here. Come here. Okay, then stop staring at me, weirdo. I mean, I might end up liking tarot because people said that Imaginary was bad, and I like that. Oh, there's another one. There is another one. Sons of Anarchy is one that I do want to watch. Freddie Highmore. Is that Norman? Oh my god. Don't read this, but Nick ain't young enough for James. Ugh. Orphan Black is absolutely 100. Ties up with season 5 nicely. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about Orphan Black. Damn 60s Doctor Who is slow. How many episodes of isn't there's like so many? Because in my when what's his face shows up in 28 Days Later, when I was trying to find for the background of like the intro where it's like going through like a time portal or something, and it was showing all of the different ones up until that point, and I'm like, there is so many of these. How many are there? What is this? You should wait. You should watch Jay Purview. He just started reacting to Buffy. Let me look this person up. Jay Purview. Let's. Jesus Christ. Okay, I will throw his puppet show reaction onto my watch later to see. And if I'm interested, I will probably keep that there because I generally don't. I prefer watching reactions once they start, like maybe halfway through season 2. Basically, because if I find somebody who is reacting to Buffy or Angel, I will find an episode which generally makes people cry. And if they do not cry to it, I do not continue watching their reactions because I just don't trust people that don't cry to certain things. Like flying again. 13 Days of Night. Hi, Nick. I'm a huge fan of your content and personality. You make me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, happy. Oh, thank you. That's sweet. Thank you very much. Nick, have you ever watched The Good Son? The Macaulay Culkin movie? If that's what you're talking about, then yes, I have seen that. Nick, you and the other reactors that have seen Buffy should do a script reading of Buffy. Bitch, don't play with me. Don't play with me. I would 100% do that. I know I've mentioned this before, but last year for Christmas, or maybe it was for January, one of those two. There was like 15 reactors that I had gotten on board, and we were going to do a script reading of the original Scream movie. But then the whole Melissa Barrera thing happened, so I was like, maybe we shouldn't do this because people will murder us. But once George and Horror Bandwagon get through season 5 of Buffy, I might do something for that because I would love to do like a script reading of The Gift. Ugh. Has anyone here read the graphic novel for 30 Days of Night? I have all of them. Love that shirt on you. Thank you. I recently wrote my dissertation on the evolution of the final girl in horror. I chose 4 examples. Which examples would you choose? Oh, Melissa Barrera. She's like mother. No. So like 4 examples of the final girl, of like modern final girls. Erin in You're Next. which to me is like the definition of final girl. Because a lot of people's final girls would have been dead had they not been saved at the last moment by somebody else. So, Aaron, from your next. I mean, I guess you could sort of. I don't know. There's something weird about like Sam and Tara Carpenter because technically they're final girls, but I don't feel like it's hard for me to refer to them as final girls the same way you would view others because of the fact. How do I describe this in the proper way? It never actually, like, they're in danger, but it never actually feels like their life is on the line. So it feels like, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't feel earned. And not just in those movies, just in other movies like that. It doesn't feel earned when you know that the character has just never ending plot armor. Like, that's why I always say, that's why I've always said it gets sillier and sillier the more that you bring back the character of Sidney Prescott because like, is she a superhero at this point? Like, when you go back and you're like watching the series as a whole, and you watch like part 3, and you're like, oh my god, look at all this stuff that she's overcoming. She's so strong. Well, is she, or is she just a fucking superhero? Cindy Prescott is like the best final girl, the first 3. But who did? Okay, so Aaron. Who else? I'm trying to think. Like, Samara Weaving in Ready or Not. More will come to me, but those 2 for sure. I won't watch any angel reactions until they're committed to the show. I mean, I respect that. What's your favorite Home Alone movie? The first one. But I love the second one too. I do like the third one. Not what, oh my god, whatever the newest one was where they brought back Buzz from the first one was so bad, y'all. Wow. But yeah, I like the first 3, but the first one is definitely my favorite. How many of like the old seasons are there of Doctor Who? Hi. Let's see. Literally just about to watch your new video. I hope you enjoy it. Did David quit? Quit what? YouTube? He just posted a video today. Never got into Doctor Who. Always thought. I mean, there's definitely certain episodes where it's like very goofy. But then like I'll usually have that with an episode, and then the very next episode it's like something. Because I just watched this episode with like giant Satan monster, and I was like, this is dope. Cody as well, yeah. Do you work as a referee IRL? Oh, because of my shirt? What if I said I work at Foot Locker? Is Foot Locker still around? So, genuine question, reacting to movies. Does that make watching movies less fun? Like, does it feel more like a job instead of just getting to sit down and watch a movie you've been waiting for? When I am reacting to a movie, it doesn't make it less fun, but there is, how do I describe it? There are challenges for sure. For instance, there are movies that I don't like that I would prefer to be able to see in a theater that I know is a good movie to react to. So I wait and I have to dodge spoilers and stuff like that. And that kind of sucks sometimes. But I've sort of set like certain like I'm dying right now with Long Legs. I am dying with how badly I want to see that movie. But I also realize that I react to so much content between YouTube and Patreon that I don't want to let others control how I'm doing my job. So there is a line that I occasionally have to, like, a boundary I have to put in place of, there are going to be certain things where I'm going to see it in theaters and people are just going to have to get over that. Like Alien Romulus, I'm seeing that for the first time in theaters. Because I was the same way, like Halloween's, the Screams, whenever they make another Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th, like the big ones, theaters. But the other stuff, reactions. But I would say it doesn't take the fun out of it, but there are certain times, like for instance, if I'm very, very tired, I don't want to talk. So it's like a mental switch that a lot of reactors have of, because it's like you go to a movie theater, you shut up and you're supposed to. You don't talk. But if I'm at home, I talk. So there's just certain times where I'm tired and I want to watch something, and I don't feel like. I feel like setting everything up is, because it's like I have to turn on that. I have to put dolls on the bed. I have to get the lighting set up. I have to get the lighting behind the screen set up. I have to put on an outfit. I have to make sure that my face looks okay. I have to. It's a whole thing. But yeah, that was a rant. Sorry. If you were to put Aaron from Your Next in a team-up horror film with 4 other characters, who would you choose? Are these other, like, Final Girl type people? Like, other badass people? Because I'm just trying to think of, like, people that destroy their enemies. Like, Sam Carpenter would technically be one. Maddie from Hush is good. Yeah. I'm so happy that the movie is going back on streaming, finally. Yeah, she was pretty badass in the movie. Also, I love that actress. Hello from New Brunswick, Canada. How do you feel when someone reacts to Angel after Buffy instead of with Buffy? To be honest, I haven't watched any channels that do that. I love the second Home Alone because Tim Curry is in it, but unfortunately, so is Trump. I mean, Trump's only in it for like 5 seconds, though. I think the classic Doctor Who is 26 seasons. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because we'll see. Because there honestly might be a point in which, like, I want to take a break from Doctor Who, and because eventually I want to bring Bates Motel over to the channel membership. So I think I'm gonna have to eventually start alternating. So yeah, because I don't want just like it to only be Doctor Who. Do you have any older camp horror movies in the near future? On the channel or in general? Because I don't think. Let me look at my list for the channel. Eventually. So okay, the movies that before the year 2000, we'll say that I know for a fact are going to be on the channel. That I guess I would qualify as camp. I think Reanimator, Elvira, the second Elvira, and then I don't know if this is camp, but it's like an 80s movie, The Burning, Village of the Damned, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and then, well, there's a comedy movie coming up that it's not horror, obviously, but it's something that people are going to be like, what the fuck? Maxine is out now. Yep, everyone has told me, so I will most likely be. Do I want to watch that? Wait, hold on a second. I have to check something. When am I supposed to be recording my collaboration tomorrow? What time was that at? 2 p.m. Eastern. Right, 2 p.m. Eastern is 1 p.m. Central. So it's, oh my God, I have to be up at noon. I might watch, I'll probably react to Maxine tomorrow. If you haven't, I recommend Soul Station horror anime film. Ooh, Soul Station. I love, I love anime in general, but horror anime? Because I watched Perfect Blue. That movie was crazy. Are you watching Oddity? I have not seen, I don't know what that is. Oh my God, yeah, I forgot to change my lighting. What did I have that at yesterday? That's fun. What's the worst movie you've ever seen, whether as a reaction or in general? I mean, there's been a lot of movies. Oh, there was a movie called The Girl Next Door, not the comedy, the other movie that somebody paid for me to watch on Patreon, and had they not paid me money to watch it, I would have turned it off maybe 25 minutes into the movie because it was horrible. Pet Shop of Horrors is also good. Oh, you know what's that? I've never seen Little Shop of Horrors, because I was talking about that with a friend the other day. And we were talking about like John Carpenter, because I had mentioned that I had never seen Escape from New York or L.A. I've never seen Assault on Precinct 13, and then somehow Little Shop of Horrors got brought up, and I was like, I've never seen that either. Do you feel like people unintentionally spoil movies in the comments? Oh, if you like this movie, you'll love this one, basically saying that it has a twist ending or whatever. Not really. Yeah, not really. But also, to be completely honest with you, I crack jokes about this all the time in videos. Like, my memory, I don't really remember like a lot of them. So it's like if somebody says something that I'm like, they could be like alluding to something that's a spoiler. 5 minutes later, I'm not going to remember. But like if somebody spoils Long Legs for me, I will. Well, Kate Siegel, yes, we love her. Have you heard Melissa Barrera is coming out with another project called Your Monster? Yeah, I saw pictures from that. Anyone looking forward to Junji? I don't know what that is. What are your Christmas movie must-watches? Every year I watch 100% is Christmas Vacation, Die Hard, and P2. And then if I have the time, I will do 2006's Black Christmas and Home Alone. Aaron, Maddie, Sam, Grace, and Tree. Oh, yeah, Tree. I forgot about Tree. I like Tree. Batman Returns is a great Christmas movie. What are you going to be doing after this live stream? I'm going to be furiously massaging my cat. How long have I been in this stream? I don't even know. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing. Probably recording Doctor Who. Or maybe I will just get in bed and watch Tarot, since I have to be up a little bit early for my horror bandwagon thing tomorrow. When is the Alanda and what is NSB? What's NSB? I don't know what NSB is. I don't think Alanda doesn't do collaborations. But like I am friends outside of YouTube with Alanda. I know you don't like musicals, but will you do the Phantom of the Opera with Patrick Wilson or the Robert England? There's a Robert England version. I will probably do. So the thing with Phantom of the Opera, I didn't realize until after I did the full length of the original film that version with Patrick Wilson is a musical. I'm not trying to edit around that. I would do that for Patreon or channel memberships, so I don't have to worry about copyright. But I do want to do that because Patrick Wilson. I have heard of Basket Case. So I reacted to Perfect Blue on Patreon. I don't know any about the other films. I haven't heard anything about those. I have not watched From or heard of it. Oh yeah, Nick, have you seen Battle? I have seen Beetlejuice. Oddity is an Irish horror movie. What the hell was I thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of Cuckoo. Oh, Oddity. I saw that when I was visiting my mom the other day. She was like, what horror movies are out in theaters? And I looked up one and I was like, something called Oddity. I was like, but I ain't never heard of that before. Meg Tilly has a YouTube channel. I didn't know about her YouTube. She talks about Psycho too. Really? She didn't get along with Anthony. Ooh, I'm going to have to send that to David. Meg Tilly. Anthony Perkins. Ooh, I mean, he probably knows all about this, but. Wait, actress Meg Tilly did not get along well with either director Richard Franklin or co-star Anthony Perkins. Tilly complained about all the Psycho fans at one point. Perkins, who already wasn't happy with her, asked Franklin to fire her. Damn! Then he probably knows all about this, but I did not know about that. Would you ever consider watching Dragula? I mean, I might as well. I've seen all the seasons of Drag Race. I just never watched Dragula for whatever reason. Are there any non-horror movies coming up that you're excited to see? Like in theaters? I don't even know what's upcoming theater movies. Because I don't really follow a lot of the upcoming non-horror movies. Let me see. What do we have coming out in theaters? I haven't even heard of half of these movies. I will just say I don't know because I don't know what's coming up. Because if you had asked me this question a couple weeks ago, I would have said Twisters, but I have now since seen Twisters. So I really want Alonda to watch P2 during Christmas. I'm gonna see what I can do because same. Poor Don got it rough in Black Christmas. So David just showed me this. If you look up the I think it's the German version, like the German release, the Steelbook for Black Christmas. It's literally her face with her eyes removed. It's crazy looking. Make sure to watch the 70s Invasion of the Bodies and Interests. Have y'all seen oh my god, The Wicker Man, the original? Wink, wink. I fell asleep listening to a podcast recently and woke up to Dead Meat talking about long legs, and I've never been so upset. I would have been double upset if I woke up to that. Nick says boo, LOL. I too think that is funny. Yeah, the fact that they never mentioned Jesse is wild. Have you seen Angels in America? Is that about ghosts? Is that... No, I'm thinking of Angels in the Outfield. I don't know what Angels in America is. Phantom of the Opera is actually a good musical. I mean, I'm down. I love aquatic horror. Same. It's probably my second or third favorite subgenre. I have not watched Something in the Water, but I did watch on a plane like 2 weeks ago. I watched this movie. It's a new movie about sharks, like in Paris or something, like swimming through the canals, and it was not for me. Tea Time with Meg Tilly. I knew that she did that because I had watched an episode of Meg Tilly's thing where she had Jennifer on, and they were like sitting there talking about like just like tea and like it's so hard to look at them in real life and listen to them talk and real. I'm like, how is that's Tiffany Valentine? That's crazy. Under Paris, that was it. Naked stank booty. Oh wait, is that actually what NSB means? I will support Brandy. I will go see it. I don't know what the I haven't watched the trailer, but I will be there to support her. Or I'll probably react to it. The original Wicker Man is great. I am glad that you like the movie. Wink, wink. I recommend the Colors of the Dark podcast. Ooh. Hi, baby girl. There was a guy that I was seeing once, like over 10 years ago. And this one time, he called me baby girl, and I don't know why, but I was, oh my God, that did something to me. Did you see that there was a new Hell House movie? Oh my God, yeah. That's another one. I have to do part 2. Wait. No, part 3. I'll probably do part 3 for Patreon, but I will most likely do whatever the new one is on the channel, just like I did for Carmichael Manor. Don't forget, everyone, Brandy killed a guy. Well, you know, it was a bad day. Wasn't that like an accident, though? The same thing with Rebecca Gayheart. Like, wasn't that an accident? But I mean, at least she didn't like throw his body in the ocean in an attempt to cover it up. You know what I mean? Oh, NSB. Nick says boo. That's me. Are there any characters in Buffy that you never enjoyed? Kennedy can choke. Let's see, Buffy characters that I did not enjoy. I hated Kennedy. I hated Veruca. I hated pretty much every single manager person at Wolfram and Hart. Who else did I hate? Eve in Angel Season 5. Did not like Eve. But I'm trying to think like Buffy. Who specifically did I not like in Buffy? Warren, obviously. Everybody hates Warren. Have you seen Dead Again? I have not. I have not heard of that. Who's your favorite Final Destination protagonist? Devon Sawa. I feel like he... I don't know. Like, the first one seems like it took itself seriously the most. And he was, like, his performance in the first one, I think, is fantastic. I'm going through some tough times right now. I recently discovered your channel. You're hilarious. You need to check out the Demons franchise from the 80s. Best one is the first one. I'm sorry that you're having a crappy time. I hope things feel better, though. Demons. Demons. Have I seen that? Demons movie. 1985. Oh, I have not seen this. I think I was thinking of Night of the Demons. Did I think I reacted to that. Oh, I did. I did that like 2 years ago. I need to occasionally, maybe like once a quarter. I just need to bite the bullet and do like an old school one for the channel again. We need a found footage resurgence. Oh my gosh, it's not. Well, it's. I don't think it was found footage. It just sort of looked like it. I watched a movie for Patreon the other day called The Banshee Chapter, and the movie scared the shit out of me. Definitely recommend that. How is David these days? David is doing well, surviving and thriving. Which horror celebrities have you met? A lot, like a lot. I go to conventions. I mean, I haven't gone to a convention the last couple of months. But a lot. Have you ever seen Something Wicked This Way Comes? I have not. They did Devon Sawa so dirty in Final Destination. You mean the brick? At least if you're gonna kill him off screen, then they should have like said something more fantastical happened. But the brick was dumb. What is your favorite and least favorite Friday the 13th movie? My favorite. Okay. I'm going to not include Freddy versus Jason because that's, it's a toss up between. I'm going to go with part 2. Normally I would say Jason X, but technically Jason X isn't called Friday the 13th, but I would say either between Friday the 13th part 2 and Jason X. Jason X is just really fun, whereas Friday the 13th part 2 is just a really well-written movie in my opinion. But yeah. Please watch Demons. I will add it to the list. What did you think of the characters of Jonathan and Andrew? I feel like Jonathan got done dirty. I feel like I would have preferred Jonathan in the later role that Andrew took. Oh, I didn't mind Graham from Buffy, but Forrest, I forgot about him. Forrest, I wanted to punch. If you could be on the set of a horror movie, old or new, what would it be? I would have loved to have been on the set for both not Doctor Strange, Doctor Sleep and The Shining. Because if I ever got to, oh my God, if I ever got to go, like I've been to both of the actual hotels where, the Shining, but like the interior was a soundstage. If I could have been on that soundstage, I would have died. Ugh. Cabinet of Curiosities. I have not heard of that. You are so lucky to have met so many people. I've only ever met Sean Gunn and Colby Smulders. I don't know how to say her last name. Sean Gunn would be cool to meet. Sean Gunn was an angel. Kira, I'm assuming that I'm saying that correctly. If I am not, David did it. Blame him. Finally catching a live stream. Love your videos so much. I just finished watching your 28 Days Later reaction. I hope you enjoyed it. Have you seen Renfield? Yes. Yes, I have. I did that for Patreon. Nick, what convention or horror event would you recommend for a first timer? I would say it depends on where you're, like what state you live in, assuming you live in the US. Yeah, I don't hate John or Andrew. I just think it would have made more sense to have Jonathan be there, not Andrew. You also need to watch The Witch with Anya Taylor-Joy. I have seen it once. That being said, I Longlegs, Romulus, and Nosferatu are the 3 biggest things that I am freaking out about seeing this year. I'm so excited for Nosferatu. Oh my god. Nicholas Hoult, Sex on a Stick. I have seen the images. Can you watch the Boogeyman? What, the new one or the 2000s one? Y'all remember that movie, Boogeyman from the 2000s? What was the horror movie that got you into horror? I've literally basically been watching horror movies since birth because my mom is a horror nut just like me. So like it was just, there was always horror movies on growing up, but Halloween probably. Can you react to the Poughkeepsie tapes? I've seen that movie. What is your opinion on Riverdale? I think that the first season of Riverdale is a very, very good season of television. I did enjoy season 2. I think season 2 was with, that wasn't The Cult. I think season 3 is what started The Cult. Season 2 is season 2 with the guy from, what is his name? He's in Scary Movie. He was in Freddy vs. Jason. He played Betty's dad, and he was like a killer in the show, if I remember correctly. But I remember thinking that this season 2 was pretty good because they did a lot of homages to Scream. But season 3, I was like, I don't understand what's going on right now. And then by the time that Chad Michael Murray showed up and they wanted to shoot him out of a rocket, I was like, no, we're not doing this anymore. So I stopped watching it. And apparently, like, then they all became like a 5-way couple from the future and time traveled and have superpowers. And it's like, okay. Texas Frightmare. Yeah, I haven't been to that one. Is the 2023 Boogeyman, is that with the girl from Yellow Jackets? Cabinet of Curiosity is a horror anthology series on Netflix, helmed and hosted by Guillermo del Toro. Ooh. Wait, let me see who did this movie. I think it was Guillermo del Toro, but what? I don't want to misspeak. Who did this movie? Did he produce this? Oh yeah, he produced it. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark with Lil Bailey Madison. I love that movie. I love that movie so much. I should rewatch that movie tonight. I'm going to rewatch that movie tonight before bed. Is Ryan Gosling going to be in any horror movies this year or next year? Probably not. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to really do like the darker movies anymore. Unfortunately. Say hi again. She's like, leave me alone. I was sleeping. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I'd die if you reacted to Death Proof. I just reacted to Death Proof on Patreon. That would have been, that's one that I wish I would have done for the channel, because I would have liked to have done like a double feature of Planet Terror. But a funny story with that. I have started to realize that there are movies that I were like playing, like say like my parents rented them or something, that I might have walked through the room and like saw a scene as I was walking through the room and thought that I had seen the movie. And I'm now realizing that there's certain movies that I have not seen. I was fully convinced for the longest time that I had seen 28 Days Later, and then I realized, no, you've seen a clip. You have not seen the movie. And I realized the other day I was watching, sometimes when I'm working out, I'll listen to music, but sometimes I'll listen to like reactions from people like Alonda, because I've seen all of her videos. And she's like comfort crack to me. But I was listening to her reaction to, oh my God, Insidious. Yeah, Insidious. And when she mentions Patrick Wilson's mom, and she said that the mom was in Black Swan, and I was like, what? And then I had this moment where I'm saying that I was like, have I ever actually seen Black Swan? And I realized I have never seen Black Swan, so I'm going to be reacting to Black Swan on the channel within the next couple of weeks. Maybe next month. Man-borg. MCM Skeet Ulrich. Are you asking if I've met him? Oh, like explaining like what the alien is based on, what the facehugger is based on, and what it's all supposed to represent. Yeah, I actually just explained that to my mom the other day, and she's like, "What?" I have always hated the ocean, but the deep blue sea ensured that I will never go into the ocean. I mean, I probably will because my, my whole seek discomfort mantra. But ugh. My mom has seen the first 2 seasons of Riverdale, then stopped because she hated the character of Archie. Archie was Archie, and then the gay one. They were the worst 2 characters in my opinion. Although I did find what the hell is the Sprouse character's name? He was kind of annoying too, to be honest. I preferred all of the females in the show. Well, not all of them. I take that back. Hold on, I'm dying a second. Okay. I hated Archie. Oh my god, what was y'all know what I'm talking about? The Sprouse one with the hat. He was sometimes annoying, but he had his moments where he was pretty good. And then Camila Mendez, whatever character she played, she was very annoying too. But I loved Betty. I loved Betty's mom, Madchen Amick. I love her, and I loved Luke Perry, and then Redhead. Oh my god, The Strangers. We just watched this. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The names are escaping me today. Loved her in that show too. Not in that movie, but in the show. But Archie was annoying. I can't. The thing is like. Wait, I got distracted because I read another question. After taking a Xanax a little close to filming time, I fell asleep while reacting. Have I ever fallen asleep during reaction? Yes. I have. There was one, I don't remember what it was, because like on Patreon, like if I have to get up and I have to pee or something like that, like I'll do a 3, 2, 1 pause. But there was an episode, it might have been Bates Motel. There was an episode of something that I was running on like 2 hours of sleep, and I sat down and I didn't get a energy drink beforehand. And like I went back and I rewatched it, and also there's another reaction I did. Oh my god, wait, let me look up the name of the movie. Who was in that movie? Eve was in the movie. What movie was that? It was a horrible movie, but she was in a movie. Animal? Yeah, Animal. 2014 movie with Keke Palmer and Eve. I don't even know why Eve is credited because she doesn't even speak in the movie. She's in about 30 seconds of it. That movie, and then there was an episode I want to say of Bates Motel, but specifically the Bates Motel one. I did a 3, 2, 1, and then I laid down on the floor and I took like a 15-minute nap, and then I got back up and I continued recording it. And then with the animal one, that is one that I think Utaka paid to have me watch that movie, so I watched it. But it was like I had marks on my legs because I was underneath my desk pinching my leg in order to stay awake. And when I went back and I watched the reaction, like you could tell like there's certain moments where I'm like, but also the movie was horrible. I know you will probably never watch it. I did watch Infested. Unfortunately, it is both on channel memberships and on Patreon. And Yutaka also made me watch that movie, and I might punch him. Kiddom's favorite part of Deadpool versus... I can't say what my favorite part of Deadpool versus Wolverine is until... Like the Marvel movies, I don't talk about anything within the movies until it's out on streaming. Because if it's out on streaming, then I don't feel bad for you if you don't watch it. But my favorite part of Deadpool versus Wolverine, y'all, you know. What's the scariest movie you've ever seen on this channel? So I'll just think of the channel itself. Let me actually look. On the channel itself. Is it raining outside? It sounds like it's raining. What is the scariest movie that I have ever watched on my channel? Let's see. Fall was scary, but Fall was scary for different reasons. VHS was very scary, but at least looking at this, honestly, I would like Carmichael Manor took me out. Hell House Carmichael Manor is scary as shit. I do that with your videos. I work from home and put on your videos as I work. Yes, I love that. I really enjoyed your reaction to 28 Days Later. Thank you. Alonda's reaction to The Exorcist. I watch it at least 5 times a day. Double Jeopardy with Ashley Judd. I was just thinking about that movie the other day. Do you remember, I think, A Perfect Murder with, I think it's Michael Douglas and Gwyneth Paltrow? I was about to call her Goop. I need to pick something else to listen to. Jesus Christ. No, I don't want to listen to this. Sorry. I know what I want to listen to. ATM is a good indie horror from Canada. Somebody just recommended that I watch that the other day. Machete. Remember when Gaga was in Machete? Ryan Gosling was going to be in The Wolfman, but they recently announced that he dropped out of it, and I forget who else they cast. They cast somebody else. Scary Movie 3 is the best one. 100% agree. Scary Movie 3 is my favorite comedy of all time. And I'm sure you figured that out without... Every single time I'm editing each week, I'm like, Nick, you cannot use another fucking Scary Movie clip in this. And I'm like, every single video pretty much has a Buffy clip, a Scream clip, and a Scary Movie clip. And I can't help myself. I saw Grindhouse in theaters. Lucky. LKF. Hi, Nick. I'm at work. Gotta go. Happy I caught you. What's Jughead? I've seen Jarhead. I forgot that The Strangers Chapter 1 existed. I've been triggered. I had to edit that. Okay. Would you love it if Sarah Michelle Gellar and Ryan Gosling were in a movie together? The collapse, the cultural collapse that would happen. They did a Wolfman movie with Benicio. Yeah, I've never seen that. What's the scariest movie I've ever seen? That I don't know, honestly. Ryan Gosling is... We will not allow Ryan Gosling slander on this live stream. Even though I was scared of Jaws as a kid, I'm surprised it didn't stop me from wanting to become a marine biologist. I'm getting my degree. That's awesome that you're getting your degree. Like, honestly, I really, despite how scared I am of the ocean, I know eventually I will have to try to push myself past that. But like, that's why aquatic horror is one of my favorites. Like sharks are fascinating to me. Deep sea is terrifying, but fascinating to me. So I get it. Birdemic Shock and Terror. Isn't what is the name of the what's the name of the movie that Moira stars in Schitt's Creek? Wasn't it something with a crow, right? I forget. Kazam with Shaq. I love Shaq though. I love because Shaq is a DJ as well, DJ Diesel, and he's really good. I fucking love Shaq. Sorry, I'm late. Wait, are you reacting? Yes, I'm reacting to Long Legs, so that's why I'm like. I keep telling people that shark attacks aren't really. Yeah, aren't they just trying to figure out what you are? Have you seen Carrie? Yes. Your reaction to Carmichael Manor is probably my most watched video. Yeah, that's one that scared me so much. I think that's actually the only one that I ever reacted to on Patreon that I was like, this was not that I mean it's a good movie, but I was like, this was so scary and it scared me so much I have to put it on the channel. I haven't had one since then. If you had to go back and see a movie for the first time, what would it be? I will say, okay, I will give you a list of the obvious ones like Halloween, Scream 2, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Those would be the obvious ones. But growing up, the movies that were very not monumental, but like very big heavy hitters for me that scared me more than most were The Grudge, The Ring, the remake of When a Stranger Calls, and Jeepers Creepers, the first one. Those were like growing up for me, the movies that I was like, they scared the fuck out of me. So I would to be able to rewatch those for the first time. Amazing. You should check out The Birthday Massacre. I haven't heard of that. Alonda's reaction to Winnie the Pooh was a really funny reaction. She hated that movie. I was happy that she liked When a Stranger Calls, but I figured she was not going to like Winnie the Pooh. I have not seen Pontypool. Actually, you just reminded me. I need to put that on my list because I wanted to put up a poll and see if people had interest in that. That's with Mia Goth, right? And Eric from... I'm sorry, did you say Gaga was in the movie Machete? Machete Kills. Is there more than one Machete movie? Wait a minute. Where have I been? Where's her filmography? I think she was just in filmography. Machete Kills. I completely forgot that there was first one. Oh, yeah! Yeah, I completely forgot that there was the first one. She's in the second one. Angry Otter reacts. Got a jet. Thank you, Angry Otter. How do you find the clips that you use in your videos? A variety of places. YouTube or when it comes to like movie quotes and stuff like that, which is a lot of like, you know, what I end up putting in there, that's just something that when I do my initial, the way that I edit is I'll first like set up, like do the intro and the outro. I'll edit those. And then I'll do like set up the middle portion for like the full length watch alongs, render that, get that aside. And then I will go in and I will do an initial cut, which is basically just, you know, like the big 5-minute gaps where I'm not saying anything. I cut those out. And then I will go while I'm doing that initial cut. If something pops into my head, that is when I will add it. But like I don't do this anymore. Like I won't sit there and be like, oh my God, like it's been 3 minutes since I've had, you know, a clip. Like that's crazy because there's reactions to things that I've watched from other people where every 30 seconds or like it's a clip. And I'm like, you're not, I edit the way that my brain works. If I'm watching something and something pops in my head, I will put that in a video. Cindy, the TV's leaking. Jughead, yeah, that was the name of it. My 5th grade teacher recommended a movie to me called Motel Hell. I have seen Motel Hell. It's wild. Have you seen Perfect Stranger with Halle Berry and Bruce Willis? I have not. Which Sharknado movie is your favorite? The second one. I love the Sharknado movies. The Crows Have Eyes, yes. The mayor from Jaws is one of my most viscerally hated movie characters ever. Yep. I know you hate Xander, but which Xander episode is your favorite? Like a Xander-focused episode? None of them. Maybe The Replacement, where he gets split into two. Pontypool is a 2008 movie. What the am I thinking of? What's the one with Mia Goth? What is that called? Wait. Didn't she just do a movie? Infinity Pool. What the is Pontypool? I don't know what Pontypool. I never heard of this. So that's going to be a no to both of those. I've not seen Pontypool or Infinity Pool. Do you listen to horror movies when you're at the gym? Yeah, I have. Do you know of the website for clips called Yarn? I don't know what that is. Oh my god. Spy Kids? The thumb people? That's what I think of. Which one did Tara Reid get a robot arm in? Either 3 or 4. Any plans on seeing the Crow remake with Bill Skarsgård? I will see that on my own at home where I don't have to pay for it and I don't have to react to it. I'm only watching it because I like Bill Skarsgård. I detest every single thing else that I have seen about that movie so far. The mayor from Under Paris was shit. Yes. Llamageddon. The next movie that you are watching in theaters for yourself, not waiting to react. Alien Romulus. Already got tickets. Have you ever had people complaining that you talk a lot in your videos? They do that. Yeah, they do that for every reactor. And then you just comment and you'd be like, so just to clarify, you're seeking reactions on YouTube where the person is just sitting there in silence. And they're like, well, you're just talking when you're watching things. You're missing things. I was like, it's a fucking reaction. Like, yes, we talk, but also like when you're seeing me watch the movie for the first time, that doesn't mean that I still have to edit the movie, which means I'm basically watching the movie ultimately like 4 or 5 times. So I don't miss things at the end of the day. By the time that reaction is posted, I have caught everything. But normally the points of like in reactions where I might have like say like, because it's really not, I'm not talking a lot. It's like 30 seconds to maybe a minute sometimes. That's normally when there's not anything happening on the screen. But also, like, if people don't like it, then they can kiss my ass. Homicidal. I haven't heard of that. Do you watch wrestling? I was very big into wrestling growing up, but I don't currently watch it. I refuse to ever see the Crow remake. I mean, understandable. I like the movies, all of the movies, but yeah, the new one, In a horror movie scenario, what would you be a final girl? Wait, what would you be? Or would you be the final girl, the killer, or the opening kill? Move it, mama. Let me think about that. I'm gonna run and grab an energy drink. Hold on. Robert Eggers is a genius. Because I watched The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse was so good. I know you were beyond excited for Nosferatu like me. I am. Okay, now. I'm gonna be real honest with you. People ask me this question about, like, would you be the final girl, the killer, or the opening kill? I always say this to people. Listen, not to incriminate myself, but if we were in a horror movie, I should be the first suspect. I would be the Billy. And by that, I would mean I would be the first suspect, the first person, and I would be the killer. I don't have the patience to be running from the killer. I don't have the patience to die. Speaking of dying, my alopecia friend is here. Hi, David. Have you seen Black Sheep? It's all about killer sheep. I have not. I think I've only watched the Crow movie and the Crow TV series. I don't think I've ever watched the TV series. The movies are good. I would say the second one is probably the best after the first one. The fourth one has David Boreanaz and Tara Reid in it. And the third one has Kirsten Dunst and... Oh my God, who plays the Crow? Not Eric Bana. I forget his name, but he was in Cruel Intentions. Oh my God, I don't remember his name. Whatever. Fans complaining about how someone should watch is wild. I mean, they comment and I go, thank you for helping my video with the algorithm. Like, positive, negative, you're helping me either way. So we need another Underworld movie. That's what we need. Renesmee. Have you seen The People Under the Stairs? So I watched that for Patreon. I had never seen that before, and that is one movie that I wish that I would have done for the channel. But now that because I've watched it, I like it so much, the remake, I will do that for the channel. David, I was watching the Breaking Dawn thing earlier. And the scene where what's his face? You're like, ah, and then you do it, and then I cut to us outside the car when I was like, blah, blah. If you were in the Buffyverse, who would you want to be? The Slayer, the Witch, the Demon Magnet, or the Watcher? I shouldn't be the Witch because I have an addictive personality and I wouldn't want to end up like, the Watcher requires too much studying. Maybe the Slayer. Yeah, I would be the Slayer. Would you want an Underworld continuation or a remake? Continuation. That movie does not need to be remade. The wigs and contacts in those movies, yes. What is a non-horror movie that scared you? The remake of Mean Girls. The original Renesmee doll. Yep. The doll was even worse. Favorite modern horror movie that's come out within the past 5 years? Let me look at my channel. My favorite, maybe X. I would say like X was really good. Hell House or Carmichael Manor was good. Also, I really like, still to this day, I am obsessed with Fresh. Like, I think Fresh was such a good movie. And that is one of those reactions that, like, after having watched it, it has continued to become better for me versus there's some reactions where, like, I watched it and I enjoyed it upon the first watch, but it did not age well for me, and I no longer really have much of a desire to watch them again. Also The Night House. The Night House was really good. Have you never seen Scott Pilgrim? Oh, of course. My husband's in that movie. What horror movie would you want to see a remake of? That I don't know, because it's like if there's a movie that I like, I don't want them to necessarily remake it. I feel like there's a lot of like 80s B movies that could stand to have like a modern remake that is taken a little bit more seriously for sure. Underworld, I used to do unholy things alone with those. Like what? Don't get me started on the Mean Girls remake. Ugh. I have not seen Dolly Dearest. What do you think of Tara's hair in season 6, episode 8? Is that the musical? No. Tabula rasa. What's wrong with her hair? Because she's got the little braids? I don't think there's anything wrong with her hair. I can tell you that the way that she behaved in season 4 was questionable. Yeah, no spoilers for Maxine because I'm watching that tomorrow. I'm so excited to start really get deep into editing of A Quiet Place. Have you seen Priscilla, Queen of the Desert yet? I have not. So, Nick, would you ever watch the Suspiria remake? I have seen that. I didn't understand it, but I saw it, and I thought it was very visually cool. I didn't understand it though. So, like, one random side tangent. One thing that I want to do is obviously the channel's called Nick Says Boo. Primarily, it's going to be horror movies, but I do occasionally want to, have non-horror stuff. I don't want to limit myself to just horror stuff. So, after doing Glass Onion, which is a non-horror movie, people had recommended doing Casino Royale. So I'm going to do Casino Royale before the end of the year. And I've decided that because I've never seen this movie, and speaking of being told that my gay card needs to be revoked, I'm going to do Miss Congeniality soon because I've never seen that. And I know that people love that movie. Have you ever seen Fright Night? Yep. I've seen all of them. And I love the remake of Fright Night. If you could be in any horror movie ever made, which one would you pick and why? I would be in Scream 2 and I would be Joel so that I could be involved and be like, haha, I was here, and then just peace out and live. I love Brie Larson. Brie Larson was on a show that I love called United States of Terror. Love that show. Is there a horror movie you'd like to see remade with Ryan Gosling in it? No, honestly. Waiting for Queer by Luke. Yes. Yep. I'm excited. Is Drew Starkey... Let me verify that this is the same person because I had to pause editing this movie if this is the same person I'm thinking of for reasons. Yep. He was in the remake of Hellraiser. Yep. What about The Craft? So here's the thing. Okay, let me ask you a question. So I have seen The Collector. I have not seen The Collection, but I have seen The Collector. But I have not seen The Collector since it has come out. And I'm trying to determine whether or not I should put that on the channel. Because here's the weirdest thing. Well, it's not weird, but in the titles of my videos, how it says first time watching, I would not, if I know that I've seen the movie before, I wouldn't want to put first time watching. But at the same time, if I have zero recollection of the movie, like I don't know what to do with that. The remake of Fright Night is with David Tennant, right? Yep. And it's Toni Collette and Anton Yelchin. And oh my God, childhood crush. Colin Farrell. Oh my God, I just watched it not too long ago too. It's so good. But would you consider rewatching the first Knives Out? Probably not, because I did rewatch it recently because I showed it to my friend. Which Alonda reactions are your favorite? Oh God, I mean, The Taking of Deborah Logan, Hereditary, pretty much all of the Screams. Majority of the Halloweens. I would say those. Those would be the biggest ones that I watch. Have you watched the Pixar movie Luca? I am planning on, spoiler alert, doing that for the channel. Because I want to do Luca for the channel, and I want to do Coco? Is that what it's called? Whatever the one is with like the Day of the Dead stuff. I wanted to do that. And then eventually Hotel Transylvania 2. So here, I mean, here is like things that are coming up on the channel, not Patreon, not, I mean, the full length shit will be on there, but things that I'm going to be editing for the channel. Reanimator, A Clockwork Orange, Hannibal Rising. We already did Mother, so we can take that off. Lords of Salem, Elvira 2, The Burning. Another VHS movie. Oh, we can take off Significant Other because I watched that on the plane the other day. Casino Royale, Black Swan, Miss Congeniality, Pan's Labyrinth, Luca, Coco, Hotel Transylvania 2. And then there's a couple other ones, but I want to put those on like a poll to see. Drew Starkey's butt was in Hellraiser. It was. That's what I'm watching. I'm so sorry. That's what I'm watching tonight. I decided I'm going to watch Challengers because I want to watch David's reaction to that. That's the only reason I'm watching the movie, because I did not have a desire to watch that. Hello. I love Charlie Bartlett. I love Charlie Bartlett. Title should be first time watching, maybe. What about if I just put, let's watch The Collector movie reaction? Because I have, like, when I'm doing like a rewatch of something that like I know, like when I did my rewatches of I Know What You Did Last Summer or Halloween, like I put commentary, but those generally do less views. So maybe if I just put, let's watch The Collector. Maybe that could be like for the movies where I'm like, I don't know. I might have seen this, but I don't know. Is it always uncomfortable for you when you see Anya and Giles kissing and Tabitha? They have chemistry. I watched The Taking of Deborah Logan with my mom. Oh my God, when her like jaw dislodges and she's swallowing her face. Hi, James. Have you ever met a celebrity, or has there ever been a celebrity that you've met that looked high? When I met Jamie Kennedy, he didn't look high. He was high. He was in another fucking galaxy. He was so high. He was so high that he took my phone when I was trying to get, we were going to take a selfie. So we take the selfies and then he takes my phone and just walks away and just starts taking photos of himself on my phone. He was so stoned. I'm at a concert, but had to say hi. Challengers was so good. It actually made me start paying attention to and watching tennis. That's how I feel about One Tree Hill made me interested in basketball, and Ted Lasso made me interested in football. You'll love Casino Royale. I'm excited for that. I'm excited. Which one is Anna de Armas in? Okay, so we've been live for... All right, so 15 minutes, and then I'm going to call this. Can we talk about how Urban Legends Bloody Mary was a hot mess? That movie was so bad. So bad. You know what other movie was real bad? What is it called? The Third. I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Horrible. Favorite and least favorite season of American Horror Story. Favorite is Asylum, and my least favorite is... It's going to be a toss-up either between Apocalypse or the double feature one. I didn't finish that one. I got past the terrible first half, and then when I realized that they were once again putting Kaya Gerber in it, I was like, we're not doing this. Aliens and no. So one of those two. Although Kaya Gerber, she was really, really good in Bottoms. So. Love Casino Royale. Pass. Excuse me? I feel like somebody may have told me this before, but there's... My Hannibal is in Casino Royale. She's in No Time to Die. How about shaking up my memory movie title reaction? That's a good idea. Did you see the Deadpool controller? I did not. Have you ever seen a movie called Love, Wedding, Marriage? That is actually not the next movie I'm watching for Patreon, the following one. Somebody paid to have me watch that. The next movie I'm watching on Patreon is Labyrinth, because I've never seen that. Is Labyrinth, is that the one with David Bowie? If you love Hannibal, watch Ravenous. It's so good. Yeah, speaking of Hannibal, for those of you, if there are any of you here that followed me along when I did the Hannibal TV show, at the end, I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch all of the Hannibal series the movies on the channel. Well, we're not doing that because we just don't have the time to do it. But I've decided that the ones that I have not seen will be on there. So we've already done Manhunter. I've seen Silence of the Lambs. I've seen Hannibal. I feel like I don't... Because I know that Red Dragon is just another adaptation, and that would be like the fourth adaptation of it that I've seen. I probably won't do Hannibal, or I won't do Red Dragon, but I am 100% going to do Hannibal Rising, because I have not seen Hannibal Rising. I told you that he was... Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, this sounds familiar, because I believe you would have told me that in the comments of one of the videos. What is Ravenous? Ravenous movie. Ravenous from 2017 or from 1999? I feel like you're probably talking about 2017. Labyrinth is the one with David Bowie. Pan's Labyrinth is the one with the guy like this, right? With the eyes. Is that good? I don't know. In the comments on Patreon. Yep. Gotcha. Oh my God. When I was on the plane, A-plane the other day, they had... I freaked out. They had free episodes of Law and Order, and like the new one. And my boyfriend, Will Graham, is on that show, and I was freaking out. Oh. Let's see. Watch. Ravenous was so gay. Like, if you know, you know. It's gay. It's a gay movie. Damn, Nick, we get it. You were married to Hugh Dancy. I wish. I wish. But I mean, it makes sense because I have a husband, a boyfriend, and a side piece. It's basically Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, and Hugh Dancy. I have not seen Penny Dreadful. Am I tripping, or is Josh Hartnett in Penny Dreadful? That I don't know. Wait, going back to aquatic horror, have you wait, Sanctum? What is Sanctum? From 2011? Oh yeah, whatever. Ooh. An underwater cave diving team experiences a life-threatening crisis during an expedition to the unexplored and least accessible cave. Why the fuck are you going into the caves? Why would you do that? Like, why? Why would you do that? Oh, Ian Grufford, however you say his name. Does he still make movies? I have honestly, the last thing that I have seen this man in was Fantastic Four from 2005. What does he do? Let's see. Oh, he was just in the newest Bad Boys movie. I have not seen that, y'all. I just watched the original Bad Boys for the first time for Patreon. Fruit Cellar Cinema. Are there plans for a Zavid and Alonda meetup? Like the three of us or those two? Because they've hung out before. But for the three of us, yes. Penny Dreadful is one of the most underrated shows of the past decade. I love that shit. He has a gay sex scene. Let me see. Is it like good though? Is that a man? That's a man. I think I am looking at what you're talking about. Oh. Well. I didn't know he did such things. We're gonna we're gonna bump that up the list. What? Well, shit. I did not know this. Now I need to watch. Now I need to watch this show. Have you ever seen Valentine? Valentine is one of my favorites. Eva Green. Oh. I think she's the woman that always just like she's like, I don't know, she's scary looking. Like she looks like she would just be like if you worked retail and she walked in, you'd be like, it was she in the second 300 movie? Was she like the bad guy in that movie? Mary Boink killed Chris Evans, Ryan Gosling, and Patrick Wilson. What? Sophie's choice. Okay, so I would. I would marry Ryan Gosling, boink Chris Evans, and kill Patrick Wilson. Yeah, that was. Because Ryan Gosling, like him in real life, if you've ever actually like taken the time to watch, not just like watch his like press interviews, but like I've read like majority of all like the interviews that he's done for magazines and stuff, where it's like those really long interviews where the person like hangs out with him for several days and stuff like that. And his personality in real life is similar to mine in a lot of ways. Like obviously there's the me that you see online. But I would say like when I'm alone, and I don't have a camera on me and I'm not like with friends or anything like that, I'm very much so very quiet, sort of like Ryan Gosling's character in Drive. Like that was actually a discussion that I had at one point with David, where he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "You're not like you haven't said anything in a while." I was like, "Sometimes like I'm just quiet a lot." But Ryan Gosling in real life seems like, similar. Ringer. Oh, Ringer was so good. And we're sold on watching Penny Dreadful now. Oh, so that is her, Eva Green. Okay. Have you wait. Nick, after you had collected the Buffy comic, I did, yeah. Have you ever seen Little Children the way Patrick? So I didn't know what movie that was from, but I have seen that clip a lot. A lot. Have you seen the Banana Splits movie? I don't know what that is. Your favorite companion, Billie Piper's in Penny Dreadful? Will I like her in that? I like Billie Piper. I don't like Rose Tyler. I don't care how mad people get. Have you seen Schindler's List? Oh yeah, I play that like at like every single birthday party I have. Are you excited for The Substance? I don't know what that is. What is The Substance? What is The Substance? Let me look this up. Oh, hold on. I want to text David about the whole Meg Tilly thing. He's gonna be like, of course I knew this. Did you know that Meg Tilly did not get along with Tony Perkins on the set of Psycho 2 and that he tried to get her fired? Did you know that apparently she reacted to Psycho 2 on her YouTube channel? He's gonna be like, obviously I knew this. Oh yeah, we talked about that earlier, the Demi Moore movie. I can't say I'm excited for it because I don't understand what it's about. Speaking of Josh Hart, are you planning on watching crap? Yep, I'm saving that one for the channel. Have you ever watched Wentworth? No, but I know who Wentworth Miller is. Yeah, so like the whole thing with like being introverted and extroverted, the way that like modern society thinks the definition is not correct. An extrovert doesn't mean like that you're constantly outgoing and love people, and introvert isn't like that you don't like people and you're only quiet, but it's sort of like how you recharge. So you have people who like, I love being by myself and I love being with people, but being by myself recharges me, Whereas being around people diminishes, like, runs out the battery. So then I need to recharge. Whereas other people get recharged by being with people and vice versa. I need to be by myself for a while, and then I love being around people. I'm gonna go be a hoe on the strip. I support you. Nick, have you watched Abigail? I reacted to Abigail. 3 horror movies I don't believe you reacted to: the original, The Blob with Steve McQueen, The Mist, and Misery. So I have not reacted to those. I have not seen the Steve McQueen one. I have seen The Mist, and that was one of the first movies from memory, like growing up, that like pissed me off. And Misery is one of my favorite movies. I have a dog named Frankie and Ferguson. Well, well, well. If it isn't little Pugapillar. Joan Ferguson? What does Billie Piper look like in 2024? That's her? What? That's not the... Oh. Wait. Oh. Okay. Well, we're gonna... The Trap is crap. I've been hearing it's not good at all. It's basically a Nepo baby vanity project. It's the best character. And then, did you like the movie Imaginary? I reacted to Imaginary. Why are you wearing a hat inside? Why are you asking me dumb questions? Yes, Pamela Ray. Who? What are y'all talking about? Wait, did she leave? I'm so gagged that that's what Billie Piper looks like now. Well, yeah. Have you ever seen the 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T? I've never even heard of that. Have you seen what Madonna looks like? I have. I mean, people can do whatever they want. I don't say shit. I just keep it in my brain. We were talking about an Australian TV show named Wentworth. Wentworth. Do you think Nick would like Joan? Wentworth Joan. Joan Ferguson. Will I like this person? This person looks very mean. Nick just usually sees fingers, man. What does that mean? What's the funniest movie? Scary Movie 3. The voice to text did not pick up the first part. She is the closest thing that the Xander haters will get of Xander getting. Ugh. I think about it all the time. The number one moment that I wanted to kill him. Well, majority of season 6. Specifically when he does something to a person and then still wants to continue with the person. Like, mm-mm. Have you seen Howl 2015? I have not. 2015. Ugh. Is that like a werewolf? That looks kind of cool. Oh, it's got that guy. The one that what was he? He was in the newest season of You. I think he was the bad guy. Yes, that's him. What is VPL? All right, homies. Let's see. It is 9 o'clock here. I'm not recording anything tonight. I am going to go and make myself some food, get into comfy clothes, get in bed, and watch Challengers. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Damn, I just got here, stream for another 3 hours. I hope your brain forgets how to process oxygen. I'm just kidding. Thank you for saying that. Good night. Bye. I like how I do this. I don't know where the end stream button is.